Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Monster. That's the only way you can describe that. You have to be a monster.
Loved ones of a murdered pregnant Rockford woman and her 3 children speak out. The man police say is behind the killings is in custody. Those left behind say justice is closer. Plus, weeks ago, the president promised more federal COVID aid to American families. Free COVID tests are here and ready to be shipped out. Find out how you can order yours. And schools already struggling to fill teacher positions also need people for backup plans. Substitute teaching gigs are likely available in a district near you. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy is off tonight. Keandra Austin's family waited more than 5 years for her case to be solved. That wait may have ended less than a month ago when Eric Jackson was charged in the murders of Austin, her unborn baby, and her 3 small children. Rachel Perry sat down with Austin's family. Rachel, how do they feel about the arrest?
Eric, they tell me while it was a long wait, the announcement comes as a relief, but I'm told it doesn't stop here. They want justice and are hoping the person responsible will never walk the streets again.
It's no, I'm sorry. It's not a sorry. Because you killed their mother before you set their house on fire.
A pregnant woman and her 3 kids are killed. More than 5 years later, a neighbor, 38-year-old Eric Jackson, is charged in their deaths.
Before I found out that the killer was caught, anytime somebody brought them up, it made me very, very sad. But, now that he's caught, it kind of gives me a sense of relief, relief that their soul can finally rest.
On September 17, 2016, the remains of Keandra Austin and her 3 children were found inside this home on Garfield Drive in Rockford. Autopsies revealed Austin was stabbed to death before the house was set on fire. Her children, just 9, 6, and 6 months old, died from smoke inhalation.
I feel like that he just took all the joy. My dad, he hasn't been the same since his kids passed away.
Chanel Seals is the kid's sister and Austin's stepdaughter. She tells me Jackson took everything from her family.
And then it was even more hurtful because I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard that my brother D'Angelo, he was alive, and the house was on fire and he was looking for his mom and he was trying to wake her up and he could have survived, but he didn't want to leave the house without his mom and his brother and sister, so he stayed.
Now, Seals is hoping for justice and is on a mission to keep their memory alive.
Even though they're not here anymore, I hope that all of our family got a sense of relief. And I just pray everybody's strength and to everybody keep their name alive. That's the only way you're going to heal is speaking goodness into it.
Jackson is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. He is currently being held in the Winnebago County Jail and is expected in court next week. Eric?
Rachel, thanks for sharing their story with us. Investigators arrest a man they say killed someone in Rockford last spring. April 4th, officers were called to a condemned home on Arthur Avenue near Fillmore Street. That's where they found a man's body. Court documents identify him as Orlando Perez. The coroner later ruled the death a homicide. Anthony Taylor was named a suspect in the case. Police arrested him Monday at a home on Furman Street. The 36-year-old is charged with first-degree murder. Police have not said how he knew the victim. A former Cherry Valley police officer will soon be sentenced after having an inappropriate relationship with a young girl. Otoniel Molina was found guilty of child porn, indecent solicitation of a child, and grooming. Investigators say the parents of an 11-year-old girl discovered their daughter was talking to a man online. The child allegedly told the man she was 19, but pictures sent to Molina clearly showed she was a minor. Officers learned the former officer had exchanged nude photos with the girl and asked for sex multiple times. Molina is set to be sentenced March 25th. You can now order free at-home COVID-19 tests through a federal program. Each order includes 4 individual rapid antigen tests. Orders are limited to 1 per household. Tests are expected to ship in the next week or week and a half. The White House announced last week 500 million tests would be available.
This is how we did vaccines.gov as well, so it's kind of a part of the process. We're looking forward to getting free tests out to the public.
To place an order, check out the website covidtests.gov. A new report shows areas of concern for Illinois schools navigating the pandemic. The Illinois Association of Regional Superintendents of Schools collected the data for the 2021 school year. It found teacher shortages have gotten worse from 2020 in virtually all areas. Almost 90% of schools say they have staffing issues. Rural districts are having the most difficult time hiring. Most survey participants expect the problem to grow through 2024. And if a district finds good educators to hire, administrators have trouble keeping those teachers. COVID burnout is being reported across the state. The report also found 96% of Illinois schools report a substitute teacher shortage. That's why Kelly Education partnered with Rockford Public Schools to host a substitute teachers job fair. Nikel Delgado was there. Nikel, the need has professionals from other fields trying out teaching.
That's right, Eric. I talked to a substitute teacher applicant who said that this is totally out of his career field, but he's willing to try it out.
A lot of friends that said I would be a very good teacher, so I came down to check it out, and now I'm applied. So it's really exciting.
Anthony Mancarini is a single parent who has been unemployed for a year now. He has 3 degrees, speaks fluent Japanese, and believes he could reach students through his real-life experiences.
I have a great diverse background and I have a lot to offer, and kids would probably love to hear these stories. So I think I want to try this out and see where it goes.
There is a real need for substitute teachers right now in nearly every district across the state line.
The subs weren't able to work when the students were in the classroom. A lot of them found different jobs, and we just haven't completely replenished that yet.
Kelly Education recruiting strategist Brittany Andrews says becoming a sub is easier than people think. You just need an associate or bachelor's degree, depending on the type of sub, and flexibility. You don't have to have experience in teaching.
It's really important that we keep these students in their classrooms, that we continue to support our local teachers, our local school districts.
Anthony is excited about this new opportunity and is looking forward to all the challenges and rewards this new journey brings him.
I would like to give back and share something with them, and obviously hopefully teach them something that will stay with them the rest of their lives.
Kelly Education plans on having 2 substitute teacher job fairs every month until May. The next one is next Friday, January 28th. I'll add all of that information that you need on this story on mystateline.com. Eric?
Thanks, Nikel. 4 State Line High School students partner up with an NBA team. Beloit Memorial students Jaheim Harrell, Paul Allen, Griffin Obernader, and Ryan Mechanic entered a Milwaukee Bucks theme night competition. The young marketing pros pitched an inside-out theme for the Bucks game tomorrow, and they won. Fans attending the game will wear their jerseys inside out to raise awareness for mental health struggles. The students say they are proud to promote such an important issue. The fate of the voting rights bill hangs in the balance as the Senate starts debate. Washington correspondent Basil John reports as most Democrats want to make the legislation a reality. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. It could be a long week for Democrats as debate has begun on voting rights legislation. And Democrats want the American public to take notice of what happens on the Senate floor.
Win, lose, or draw.
Tuesday, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says no matter what, he is ready to call for a vote on voting rights.
Members of this chamber were elected to debate and to vote, especially on an issue as vital to the beating heart of our democracy.
Schumer says Democrats must pass the reform legislation despite Republican opposition.
Every Senate Republican is staunchly against legislation protecting the right to vote.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says the push from Democrats isn't really about honoring the civil rights movement.
This is about one party wanting the power to unilaterally rewrite the rule book of American elections.
McConnell says the changes Democrats want will do more harm to the election system.
Weakening widely popular voter ID laws and making it harder to produce accurate voter rolls is not about making voting easier, it's about making cheating easier.
Despite Schumer's criticism of a Republican filibuster, Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin remain opposed to eliminating it. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Things are pretty quiet and actually pretty mild here for mid-January. A live look at the Mercy House Skytrack camera now out on the east end here of Rockford at Riverside and 90. We've had a little more cloud cover kind of build in here this late afternoon and evening, and that'll turn our skies and keep our skies mostly cloudy as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures today, probably notice the difference in the numbers from yesterday to this afternoon. Upper 30s, low 40s. We made it up to 41 degrees today, the fourth time this month our temperature has hit 40 degrees or higher. Not going to hit that number anytime this week because our temperatures are really going to take a tumble here in just about 12 hours. 39 for our temperature in Rockford, 37 in Freeport, 39 in Janesville, 37 in Rochelle, and we're also 37 in Dixon. Pretty popular number. Our weather watcher Bob here in the southeast end of Rockford checking in at 37, dew point number at 31. So you've probably noticed with a little bit more moisture, some of that snow kind of melting off, maybe the ground looking a little wet. Something to keep in mind too, you might have a couple of slick spots there early tomorrow as temperatures drop back behind a very strong cold front. Our winds today have been a little on the blustery side, but coming in from the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour. We've had some gusts this afternoon, 20 to 25. That's actually helped bring up that warmth for us, and a lot of that really spreading in across much of the Midwest, the Great Lakes. But we draw our attention to the northwest. Look at these numbers behind that cold front, single-digit temperatures, a blustery northwest wind, all of that moving in by tomorrow morning and tied into this low pressure system, which is passing us to the north, which is why we had that warmth build in. The increase in moisture, we've got the cloud cover, really any precipitation staying up to the north along the warm front. As the cold front comes through, it might bring us a sprinkle or even a flurry once we get to about 10, 11 o'clock, but that would be pretty much it. Even through the midnight hour, look at these temperatures still in the 30s. But you know what comes in behind that? Cold front comes through at midnight, and once that wind direction shifts around to the northwest, we will see those temperatures and feel those temperatures drop all the way down into the teens when you wake up tomorrow morning. They'll actually fall a little during the day tomorrow, not rising much above 12, 13, 14 degrees for the afternoon. We clear out some tomorrow night. High pressure still up to the northwest of us during the day on Wednesday, so it keeps with that northwest wind. That'll be something that carries over into Thursday. We do get sunshine Thursday afternoon, but just a little bit of a rebound in that temperature, low teens on Thursday, and then we're on either side of that 0 degree mark once we get into Friday morning. Now let's talk wind chills, because these are going to feel quite different out there. Wind chills will be falling below 0. Notice anywhere from 5 to 10 below. That's about 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then the wind chills, just like the temperature, they drop as we go throughout the day. Wind chills as cold as 15 below in some spots. Through the course of the afternoon tomorrow, down 15 to 20 below. When you wake up Thursday morning, we'll see those rise just a little bit by Thursday afternoon. So ultimately, tomorrow morning, we start off at 15. That'll be our high temperature, or a little above that. Our number at midnight is going to be our high. Temperatures will be falling through the day. Winds could be gusting as high as 25 to even 30 miles per hour. 13 degrees on Thursday, up to 20 on Friday. Chance for some light snow Saturday. We hold on to a little bit more of an active pattern into early next week. Could see a couple more snow opportunities, but the chill staying with us, Eric, as well.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
A couple weeks ago, I said the Fighting Illini's success this season on the basketball court would come down to the return of Andre Curbelo. He can elevate a very good team into a great team, and we got a strong reminder of that yesterday, what this sophomore guard can do. After missing 11 games with a concussion and for other undisclosed reasons, Curbelo returned in a big way. As you know, he scored 20 points, dished out 3 assists, and had 6 rebounds against 4th-ranked Purdue. That effort was needed because Kofi Coburn was having an off day against Purdue's big man, Zach Edey. It was a remarkable performance by Curbelo. He showed little to no signs of rust. He not only brings talent to the Illini, he brings energy and moxie. He's a battler who won't back down to anyone. The Illini need that because they can't expect Coburn to carry them constantly. They need another element to go with Coburn in their outside shooting. It's going to take a little time for the guys to get used to playing with Curbelo again, but they'll only get better. And despite the double overtime loss to Purdue yesterday, I'd say the Illini have as good of a chance of any team at winning the Big Ten, and they'll have another shot to do what they couldn't do last year, make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. College basketball programs have been hit the hardest of all by COVID due to stricter protocols. And Rock Valley College's men's and women's basketball programs top the list. I mean, the men have only played one game since December 10th. It's been longer for the women. They haven't played a game in 31 days. And these are two programs that had their entire seasons wiped out last year by COVID. The men did get to play a brief exhibition season in the spring. And finally tonight, some good news. The women will take the court for a road game, and the men will host Aurora's JV team. They'll take whatever action they can get at RVC right now. Remember last spring the frenzy over what NFL team J.J. Watt would sign with? Would it be the Packers? Would he join his brother with the Steelers? As expected, it was much speculation and ado about next to nothing because J.J. Watt is not a game-changing, dominant player anymore. He again was plagued by injuries after signing with the Cardinals. He finished the season with only 16 tackles and 1 sack. Watt's violent style of play made him phenomenal for several seasons, but it's also taken a toll on his body. In the NFL, don't get caught up in big-name players and what they've achieved in the past. It's all about what they can do now. Sadly for Watt, it's not a whole lot. I wonder if that might also be the case for the Bears and Khalil Mack.
Candace will be back in a minute to remind us about the bitter cold on the way. First, here's your News Nation preview.
Oil prices hit a 7-year high as stocks tumble. What's behind the surge, and what can the president do? Plus, should parents have a say in their child's education? How Republicans will use it in the midterms. That's On Balance. Here's Dan Abrams.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. In prison for murder after leaving his toddler in a hot car to die. Now a father wants a new trial. It was a tragedy, but I covered this case, and the evidence was not as strong as many may believe. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That is all coming up on the fastest growing cable news network in America. Watch News Nation on these cable and satellite stations. You can also try newsnation.com. So 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And
today.
it's a distant memory already because things are starting to fall, or if they haven't, they will fall very quickly and very far.
Yeah, you know, through the evening, we're going to continue to feel those temperatures that are in the 30s. I mean, we're in the upper 30s right now. Yeah, they'll drop a little bit through the night, but we hang on to that southerly wind through about midnight.
And that's still even warmer than our daytime high is supposed to be, right?
Yes, 29, 28 degrees, our average high this time of year, so we were, again, well above that. And even through midnight, we stay pretty warm. The First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. You've had some snow showers there up to the north. Cold front comes in later tonight. We are going to see those temperatures drop. We stay in the teens the next couple of days. A couple of snow showers next week.
And that is a free fall. Thanks, Candace. And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.